Here he is. How you doing, man? Is he on? No. I'll wait till he connects. Then we'll bring him on. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Right. I'll bring you on screen then. Here we go.
Lovely.
Yeah. Sound, man. Sound. Played your. Anyway, introduce yourself to everyone because so they know who you are.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I suppose some people know me from the Inspiral Carpets, don't they?
Yeah, and all sorts of stuff, don't you? But that's great, that mate. And you play for all other bands as well, don't you? You play for loads of bands.
Well, look, I had this conversation when I actually joined Inspirals. They're my 30th band.
You're a bit of a rock, but you're a rock tart, aren't you? You just go
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But, you got to have a bit of fun, haven't you?
You have, and I've been. See, I didn't really initially see that you were with Inspiral. It was actually from some of the bands that we rock with, some of the younger bands doing this drum challenge. I thought, oh, this is really interesting. So I challenged Oz from Coastal Fire Department, and he's done one, which is great because I knew he would. He's a good sport like that. And then I thought, well, who's behind this? And then your name popped up, and I thought, oh, let's get you on for a chat. And then I looked at your bio, I was like, oh right, okay, that's even more interesting. So, but I've been watching. I started following you and I started watching your some. We'll get onto what we're on for in a minute. On Twitter, we played one earlier when you're doing your drumming in front of your window and you do.
Oh yeah. This window here, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, with your lights on, lovely. Feel like we're there now. But you do all sorts of stuff, don't you? And I think it's really interesting that you're doing that. I like it.
I'm just having a little bit of fun. Playing around. I've got some time off. I might as well do something fun and hope that people engage with it.
Yeah, I do. I've got a question for you. Your kick drum looks thin, small, and what is it? Is that a special kick drum?
It's an electronic kit.
Oh, is it? I was going to ask you what it was because it doesn't. I wasn't sure if it was you've got a traditional kit or you've got a different. And I thought I'm not quite sure about this. It doesn't look like an electronic one with the pads because I've had one of them and got rid of it.
Yeah,
It looks like a proper drum kit, but it doesn't. And I thought, is it electronic?
Yeah, it's kind of designed that way. It's got like these mesh heads on it that you can tune, so you can get the right kind of resistance off it. And it kind of does look a little bit like a real kit, but no, it's electric and it's so much easier for playing at home
because it's smaller as well and it's taking up less space.
Yeah, it's not as noisy. It's easier to record. It's great.
Brilliant. I love it. I absolutely love that. And I've been quite intrigued by your stuff, and that's why I've been following you. So we're on for the and that's why you've done the stuff you do, because it goes to a wider audience and people see things. But tell us about the challenge that you've got rocking at the minute, which is why.
Well, full disclosure on the challenge, it's not me that started it. Well, I am not the originator. So I have to give absolute full credit to Ted from The Height. Another Manchester band, they're Salford lads. He started it, and I saw it come up, and he just challenged somebody else. It was actually Lewis from Revivalry, their drummer. He challenged Lewis.
Yeah,
can you do this 30-second drum roll? And then I saw that come up, and went, hey, go on over to you, Lewis, do it. So, well, a day later, I get a notification. Lewis has challenged me. I was like, all right, here we go. I'll see where this is going. But I thought, you know what? Let's get on board. Let's do it. Let's get it doing the rounds. I'll challenge a few people myself.
Yeah.
Let's turn this into a real thing, and it seems to be going that way now. And I've still got a couple more people that need to respond yet, but there's been a few that have done it, and I think it's a great idea. So shout to Ted.
I do, because they're two bands we've interviewed and we rock with, both of them. I mean, right. I'm from Eccles, Salford, and where they're from, the Heights, Earlham and the Heights.
Yeah,
and I really like them. They're a young band, and the young bands are the future of the industry, and that's why we try and play as many as we can. And we love those guys to bits. Both of them. Revivalry are actually smashing them. We love them.
Top lads, a lot of them. Top lads, and they deserve all the recognition they get. I think they're going to do really, really well.
And hats off to you for doing that as well, taking the time, because you're in a band, you're in a rock and roll band yourself. Do you know what I mean? And it's not.
But that's the whole point. Is that people that are in bands, they should be spending more time doing this. It's fine. You've done all right. You can sit on your pedestal, but if you're not helping out the next generation, if you're not doing something to shine a light on other people, then what are you doing?
Exactly. That's what this show's all about. I can't play an instrument, I can't sing, I can't read music, but I know what I like, I know what I love, and
that's good enough.
And I want to get everybody, as much stuff. We did a little festival outside my studio, Dougie Fest 24. We've done 2 now, and it's okay. It's for that live streaming, get it out, give me something back, and hopefully people move on from that. Oh, it's brilliant! Yeah. It's brilliant. Mrs. Dennis, you've got 30 bands to go at.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night.
You got 30 bands. You got 30 bands. You could get. Mrs. Dennis, you're missing the point. He's the frigging drummer, so he can't do 30 bands. He can't ask 30 bands because he does the drumming for them all. Do you know what I mean, love? You've missed out there, haven't you? Do you know what I mean?
I was the drummer, so I've done it.
She's missed the point. And if they've got a new drummer, you can challenge them, see if they're any good.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
See how good you are.
Yeah.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So, how long you been with the band? Let everyone know about
that. Well, with Inspiral Carpets, I got asked to come along and do a rehearsal with them. It will have been the end of 22. Mm-hmm. So it's been essentially since then. I don't know if people know the backstory of Inspirals, but their original drummer Craig, who I knew Craig, he's a friend of mine. He unfortunately passed away at the end of 2016.
Yeah.
And the band thought that it was over, without Craig, original founding member. The band thought that's it. We're never doing this again. And it would have been absolutely fair to say that. But for years and years, they've been getting offers still, but they said, no, not doing it. No, not doing it. No. But then an offer came through and they just felt between them that I think it might be right to just try and do something again. And after they'd made that decision, I get a call from Stephen, the singer, saying, would you be interested in doing it? I said, well, absolutely. I grew up listening to the Inspirals. My mum was a huge fan.
Mad.
Always played around the house. So I was like, well, absolutely. Yeah, of course I'm going to do that. And now here we are, yeah.
And it's same for me because I'm a lot older than you. And they were through my teenage years, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? The Stone Roses, Inspiral Carpets, Oasis, like yes. And I was a bit older than teens when Oasis were out. But they were the bands. You know what I mean? They were the heights of the day and the rivalries of the day that came through, and you're like from your local town and everything. And it's absolutely insane, and it'll probably be the same for you, that you're on now talking to me, and you're in the band. It's just.
It's the weirdest full circle. It really is the absolute strangest full circle. My mum used to play them all the time. Like I say, she had live DVDs of them that I used to sit and watch.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It's actually bizarre,
She had taste better than getting you watching Peppa Pig or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. No, but it's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely wonderful, and I can't thank you enough for coming on and having a chat with us because it means a lot. You spend your time and the band. So, who you been challenging then, or who's agreed to do it? Anyone, or do you want to call anyone out for not doing it? I don't know.
I might call one out because he's not done it yet. There's one Joel Goodwin who plays for Seb Lowe. I'm still waiting for his.
Come on, man.
But I've challenged a few people, to be fair, but I tried to keep it a little bit of a mix. So there's a couple of friends of mine who are, kind of established, like my mate Owen, he's doing really well, and Joel are doing really well. But then I thought, well, let's throw it again to some of the youngers. Let's get some of those involved. So there's a lad called Caleb who's he's going to come on, and he's actually already done his. I might have to share it on X or something like that. He's already done his, but he's in a great band as well called Rakari.
Right.
And they've got a new single coming out on the 1st of July called Circus, which is great.
Check that out, Johnny.
Check those guys out. They do sound really, really great. But just trying to highlight as many young drummers as we can. The fact that the Height have started it, Revival have already got on top of it. Just trying to spread that forward, really. Yeah,
it's doing something a bit different, and it just because we see it all the time. It's not good enough just to have great music, is it? Just those days have gone. You can't just have good music. You've got to have everything, haven't you? You've got to have the right attitude, the personality. We interviewed a band last week, who are now on the Alot Festival. Not because of us, but anyway, they're on there, and. They've got energy. When you interview them, they had energy, and you think, you've got it, lads. You look good. You sound great. And you've got that. Because we had some bands turn up to do our gig here, and one or two of them are all right, and then the rest of the band members just stood there and you think, get live, lads, come on, you've got to put some energy in. It's not good enough just to play the music and look smart. You've got to put some energy. We want to be entertained. We want to feel what you're loving on the stage here. Yeah. We want to be on the stage with you because you're loving it so much.
Exactly, and that's what I tell young bands is that you can't just really sort of sit there or stand there. You've got to make people really get into it. You got to get them involved. And, if you're not the biggest supporter of your own music, then they're not going to get interested.
No.
You've got to be all over it.
No. And the fact they're doing stuff like that, the drum challenge, and I'm sure it was Revival, one of our bands that we brought, they ended up on the stage with another band because he had a banner when he wanted to watch him in concert and said, I want to play such and such a track. And he went, yeah, get on stage. It's stuck. Janice will tell me because I've got terrible memory. I know that many bands. I can't think which one it is. Might be Entropy. But he ended up on the stage with the band playing us like, that's the stuff you've got to be doing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's great.
I think he challenged him and said, this is going to could be absolutely disastrous. And he got on the stage with him. And he smashed it. He did really well.
Who was it that got on?
I'll wait for Janice. Janice, tell us who it was. Tell us. I think it might have been with the Ratons. Let me just because they're smashing it.
Oh, I know Revivalry had they had the Ratons round at their house.
Oh, it might have been Revivalry then. One of the bands that we rock with. I was going to say Revivalry. I'm sure he ended up on stage with them and he had a sign up. But Janice will. Oh no, Entropy. Entropy ended up on stage. I thought it was Entropy. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Now, Lele Records, who manage and are in Coastal Fire Department, he says, what's your favourite snare drum? Because Oz has about 50 in a container and he takes one out every week and goes, this is my favourite snare drum. So have you got a favourite snare drum?
So I do, but to all my fellow drum aficionados or drum aficionados, it's going to be a little bit disappointing. So I've bought loads of snares over the years, as you can imagine, and some of them cost me an arm and a leg.
Mm-hmm.
However, the main snare that I use at the moment, and I'm touring with Inspirals, is the snare that came with my kit when I bought it back in 2011. It's the stock snare that came with it, but I don't know why. It shouldn't even be possible, but it sounds incredible. I've got it tuned exactly how I want it, and I actually get complaints that it's too loud.
I'd probably say it sounds great because you're playing it, but that could be me sucking up. But it's good that because what we did when we did our festival, we bought one of the guys brought a toy drum kit and we went, like the Top Gear, if you break our drum kit, you're gonna have to play this. And we said we put Oz on last because he'll break the drum kit, right? That's the only reason the headline is because he'll break the drum kit. And he says, I've never broke a drum kit. I love drums too much. But on my wall here, just hang on a second.
I've got to see this.
Oh, that's my screen just gone. On the Friday night when he was doing rehearsals, he only went and broke his own snare. Yeah. I never break drums. So what they did, and this is a thing that we're going to do all the time now, is they've signed a snare drum and left it with us. So that's cool. Great idea, isn't it? So yeah. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So
luckily, I don't do much of that.
No. You're on tour at the minute. I announced it all before, and it's interesting. I would have come and seen you in Bedford but I'm away on holiday. I would have come and seen you to that, but I'm away then. I mean, I'm
shame.
Because that is a great venue. That it's in the park there at Bedford. I used to have friends that live right opposite that. So
right,
that'd be good. So looks like you've got an eventful couple of months, haven't you?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, and it's always great being out on the road with those lads because the soundest lads that you could ever want to meet. You know, there's no dramas, there's no egos, there's no nonsense with them. Yeah. It's just a group of lads. You're out on the road, you're having a laugh. All from the same area.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. So I can't wait for it.
No, I love it. I love it. So, what's the audience mix up? Is it all old dudes like me, or I would imagine they get some younger ones? They've got to be influenced. Younger bands have got to turn up to watch them. Surely.
Absolutely. So it's massively diverse. I mean, your mainstay is probably going to be people that were around when the band first, became big. But we're seeing a lot of people in the 20s, people in the teens. We're seeing a lot of young kids at the barrier, wearing the T-shirt, they've bought a hat on the merch stand, and some of them are singing every word to every tune. And it's a little bit distracting. Like, how do you know this? You were born last week. This is ridiculous.
Because his granddad's always playing it when he's in the car or something. That's what it is.
I had the same from my mum. But it's insane.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And it's nice to see they're still at it and still doing stuff. So let's see if we've got any other questions. Because this was only supposed to be a quick chat, but it rocks away, doesn't it? Oh, hang on, or something. This is one that Lele always asks this. Ask Kev, is it City or United?
Oh, that's a good question. So, I mean, technically Inspirals, their song is the City song, isn't it? This is how it feels. That's what everyone sings from the stands.
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit of a sway in that way. Plus, City originated in my hometown of Gorton. So there's also that. Yeah. But I'm not a massive football fan, to be honest. I'm just not really into it. I own 2 City shirts, actually, but that's because I like the design.
He'll like you for that because he's a big City fan. I'm the same. People talk about, and I love it when the Euros are on now because the roads are empty. I ride motorcycles and I love it. We went out the weekend and there's a few people acting a bit funny. My wife went, "Why is everyone driving like lunatics at 11 o'clock in the morning? Is the football?" And I went, "Yeah, the Euros have started." But after that, it was dead. But I'm the same. I've been to Main Road a few times, when I was younger, and the Etihad Stadium. I've been there 3 times. Once to watch City with someone who wanted me to drive, and I'd never do it again. And twice to watch Oasis and some other people.
Oh yeah.
So they played.
Well, it's the only professional team I've ever seen. I actually went to watch City in about 2010, something like that. It's the only time I've ever watched a professional team. So if I'm picking any,
there you go. He'll like that. He's okay. City are the best. But people go mad over it, don't they? Go nuts, and I just I couldn't tell you who plays for who's up the league. I couldn't say anything about it. I just got no.
I know Foden because I've seen him in Stockport once.
Right.
That's about it.
Unbelievable. She said I play for Carpets, you know.
He'll go who?
So did they shorten it to the Carpets, or do you know what I mean? Do we ever say the Carpets, or do everyone use the full name?
Some people do. The band doesn't, but some people do. Yeah, I've heard that thrown around.
Well, I used to say Inspiral Carpets when I was younger. Like, I mean,
when I was a kid, I said Inspiral Staircase.
Inspiral Carpets are great, then. So that's what I used to do. Is there anything you want to promote, or anywhere is the best people to get hold of you? Because I you know what I mean? I think it's important. I think people.
Well, I'm on all the socials these days. You know, much to my own chagrin, I didn't really want to do it, but I'm on that old X thing as Kev Clark 90. No E on the Clark, by the way. No E.
No E, people.
I'm on the Instagram again, Kev Clark 90, and I'm on Facebook just as Kev Clark. So yeah, if anyone's interested, go and give me a follow. See some of the interesting things I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, because it says on his on his X. Sorry. Keep calling it Twitter, on his X, it's like re-entering a burning building.
Yeah, which it is.
I think I hear loads of people slag it off and say, "Oh, there's loads of racist stuff and there's loads of," and I'm like, well, who are you following? Because I've not seen that. I think it's a great place for bands and for bands to get together. Well, we wouldn't have been communicating if it wasn't for X. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
We wouldn't have done it. I'll tell you what, before you go, because you've been in 30 bands, you were the monster band, you know, from back in the day, still performing, still kicking it. What's your advice to someone sat there now going, oh, I'd love to, I don't know why I speak like this, oh, I'd love to set up a rock and roll band. What's your biggest advice for them?
Do it.
You
know, the biggest advice I can give there is whatever that little inner voices of doubt within yourself, like, oh, don't do it because your mates might think you're a bit of a pleb, or oh, don't do it, you probably can't write a song. Well, you're never going to do it then, are you? Go and do it. That's the best thing. Pick up the guitar, the drums, the keys, whatever it is, hammer away at them, look at other songs, look at how they're made, give it a go. What have you got to lose, really?
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. But we're going to keep following you. Oh, see if the band will come on. We'll have a chat with them as well. But it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful talking to you, and I wish you all the success, mate. I think what you're doing, we need to encourage more of this. Bands not to be on the high horse, and you know,
absolutely,
these young lads coming back. There's a great country song, and it's humble and kind, and help the next one in line, and that's the line out of it. And that's what we should do. If you've got I always say, if you've got a skill, ability, or something you know, and you can share it with someone, share it, because you know what? You'll get something in here, but more valuable than any cash that you'll get. Yeah. And I think it's important as a collective, whether you're in the industry or outside the industry, if you can help guys, girls, whatever, go for it and go and watch bands, go and buy the merch. But yeah, help people that are coming through, because it's important.
Absolutely.
We need them. Anyway, I'm going to let you get on with your evening. Thanks very much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing going forward. And it's been great, man.
Appreciate it.
I can't even. Oh, hang on a minute. I can't get rid of that. I can't even close the screen down because my other screen that it's on fell on the floor.
Oh, you knocked it over. You're too zealous.
I'm knocked it over. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you, man. You have a great evening, whatever you're doing, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
No problem. Cheers, buddy. See you in a bit.
Wasn't that wonderful, people? Wasn't that wonderful?